So on the left, it's car 56, Anthony Harrington, James Browning on grid 2, Alexander Lamin, Jeff Chapman on row 2. I can see our pre-A final winner Tim Hill coming through, setting up on about, no it's not, it's Andrew Dawson on pole position. Ready, steady, go. Dawson's going to get the whole shot. Browning's missed the start. It was a slow run up and it looks as though Browning might have oiled up a little bit. He slipped down the line and he's got in 4th place. As they all come in now, will they all make it round? There's going to be some loading in the midfield. Oh, there's some contact. Lenny Wood has bounced over the back of, I think that's Mark Turner. They've sort of all made it through. I don't know why I watched the back of the field. It's just where all the X-rated stuff happens. 3 wide into the bus stop, into pylon. I should say it's all settled down. So let's reset this field at start-finish. Your race leader, I think, is Anthony Harrington, ahead of Andrew Dawson, Jeff Chapman, James Browning, Alexander Lamin, Steve Bosley, Adam Wright, Martin Gurnett. On the brakes. No, Chapman's prepared to wait. Browning's resurfacing 4th place ahead of Alexander Lamin, Steve Bosley and Adam Wright. Gap them to our championship leader, Mark Ridout. Oh, takes a shot from behind from Mark Flyges, Mark Turner, Martin Gurnett, Tim Hill, John Gooch. So all a bit topsy-turvy compared to how it went in the pre-A final. And I think Andrew Dawson fancies his chances at winning this one. The body language says, I've got a good car and I'm coming through if I can. Down the inside, into turn 1, he gets it done. And through with him goes Jeff Chapman. We might have a really cracking race on here. So Browning's still in 4th place. 24 is Alexander Lamin. Steve Bosley is 42. Adam Wright is number 15 in 7th place. Mark Ridout's coming across. Now, am I making a bold boast here that Mark Ridout could work his way up the line here and could be on the podium by the finish? I think that's a reasonable shout. I'm only going to say on the podium. I'm not going to say he can win it from there, because Andrew Dawson is stretching away. It was 0.075. Now it's 0.4 of a second his advantage over Jeff Chapman. They are running in behind. A wounded Mark Turner. He'll need to get out of the way. He knows they're coming. Presumably Mark's been off the road. He was in that battle in the midfield, doing the right thing, pointing them through. His day's ruined. No need to ruin anyone else's. So Harrington hasn't given up on the race win himself. He's hanging on to the tail of Andrew Dawson. And it looks as though Alexander Lamin is trying to find a way past James Browning as they go down into turn 1. Can't get it done, but he might have another go down at the hairpin. Alexander Lamin's got his wheels inside and he's through on James Browning. Oh, Bosley coming up late and hard, letting James Browning sort that one out for him, and I don't think James will be too happy with that. Ridout is caught up with Adam Wright, only to lose his momentum on his bumper. I may have been a bit optimistic saying that Ridout could get on the podium. It's Dawson from Chapman. Harrington beginning to fade slightly in 3rd, but it's a comfortable 3rd as Alexander Lamin has got ground to make up, but we are only, of course, 4 minutes into this final, and it's a 12-minute final. Perhaps a little bit more, depending how the last lap falls on the play clock. So it's Andrew Dawson holding off Jeff Chapman. And I have to say, Andrew Dawson has been threatening to win one of these for the last few rounds. And don't count out Anthony Harrington. He was fast enough to put it on pole. and he's still in range. Chapman took a look there down at Stadium, couldn't get it done. Just showed him the nose, I think, more than anything. So Dawson not getting away. So Dawson, Chapman, Harrington, Lamin, Bosley, Browning, Wright. Mark Ridout stays in 7th. 8th, I should say, behind Adam Wright. Martin Gurnett. Tim Hill is your top 10. Ridout is closed onto the bumper once again of Adam Wright. And Tim Hill wants to be by. Martin Gurnett struggling with the light here. It is a bit bright. And now I know why. Inside of Wright. I think that's right inside of Browning. And Ridout moves onto his bumper. So James Browning started well up, is sliding backwards, I'm afraid. And this trio have become detached. There's a battle further forward with Lamin looking to move onto the podium. Oh, he's done a move down here already. Not close enough this time. Get past Anthony Harrington. Harrington on the defensive. No lunge there. A bit of love tap on the exit. We're through halfway. Alexander Lamin looking to get on the podium. And he's going to strike here. It's coming. Down inside of hairpin 1, if it isn't at Stadium. But Harrington gets a good run out of the Stadium complex. Bit of spectator arm, good for perspective. And it's now a three-way dice as Steve Bosley moves in behind. The last step of the podium. I fear Lamin needs to get on with this one, or will be lunged somewhere by Steve with one of these hairpins. He's got form, you know. Lamin too far back from there. That was a move to cover off Bosley. Is not pulling away, but Chapman is unable to challenge. The gap is 0.6 of a second on that last lap between first and second. We're looking at the battle for third. You can see Chapman ahead. Dawson's lead is now out to 0.75 of a second, so he's edged out a tenth or so. This here final is going the way of Andrew Dawson. There's a battle on for third, and Lamin keeps showing as though he's going to make a move here on Harrington, but can't pull it off. Usually closes in here on the exit. Not quite as close this time. Tim Hill, John Gooch featured large in the pre-air final, not so much this time. Hill is in 10th, Gooch 11th, Lenny Wood in 12th. I'm trying to remember who our super heavies are. James Johnson and Paul Goddard, I think it was. I can't see them anywhere. They're well down the field if they're here. The battle for third. No change. Well, it's tense, but it's not action-packed, is it? It looks as though this battle for third is just a battle for third. I think they're about to start getting tactical. drive out the corner. Good mid-range on that car. Now in stadium, Lamin's on the bumper, and then off here, he needs to get a good run, and he's just too far back. It's going to be a lunge if it's in the hairpin one and it stays like this. Bosley, I think, is at the limit of his pace, and will pick up the pieces if it all goes a bit turbo, but I don't think it's going to feature unless it does. 2 minutes from the finish. Andrew Dawson, his lead is 0.7 of a second, so it's not got any bigger. I'm not sure if that might have closed to about 0.6. That looks about 0.6 to me. It's half a second, so we may yet see something at the finish here. Is Andrew Dawson wilting in the heat? I think it's more optimism on my part than truth. Lamin has still not pulled the trigger on Anthony Harrington. Oh, but he's got to run. He's finally found a way by out of hairpin 2. So Alexander Lamin is on the podium here at Rye House in the year final. It's a trophy to take home. The last lap board hasn't gone out. I reckon we've got 2 more laps of this A final. The gap was 0.377 of a second. Chapman is almost in the suck zone of the slipstream. There it is. He needs that, something like that, going on to the main straight to give us a fight over the last lap. But I'm still going to put my money on Andrew Dawson to take a first win in Club 100 Heavies. It's going to be tight though. Chapman has closed. It's not 0.377 of a second now. It's under 0.3 of a second. It's the lunge zone. Too far, I think, for hairpin 1. It's all going to come down to pylon, I think. Chapman's not close enough. He needs to be closer than that if he's going to lunge it into pylon, or better yet, into paddock in the last corner. Not close enough. He's going to have to settle for second place, barring a catastrophic mistake from Andrew Dawson, which he's not likely to make. Coming into the final corner then, your winner of the heavyweight A final at Rye House is Andrew Dawson from Jeff Chapman. Alexander Lamin will finish in 3rd place ahead of Anthony Harrington, Steve Bosley, Adam Wright, James Browning. Mark Ridout finishes in 8th. I was wrong. Martin Gurnett, Tim Hill is your top 10.